Okay, so I'm very ADHD at the moment, and I don't have that much time to stream today, but I'm also nailing everything I'm working on today, so I hope that carries over to stream. But first, I need to remember what I'm working on. That's right, I got power up on the grid. Also, I set this up really quickly. I hope I didn't miss something in my setup, but I think everything is good. Okay, yeah, so expanding the grid, I have power. What do I want to make first? The critical things are modules. Oh wait, no, outposts. I need to get outposts going. That's what I need to do. Which means that I need to get a couple steam trains in the network, and I need to actually design my outposts. Which is just another grid cell, but I haven't actually done it yet. Also, I disabled the water stations, right? Yes, okay. Oh, that's the wrong button. Let's head to the lab, and let's start working on outpost designs. This is my test grid, and I actually do have steam in here. Good. Okay. Of course, I kind of forgot that my grid now has power. This output design is less useful since I included power in the grid. But I think I can still go with it. We'll see. Let's just pull this way down here somewhere. I think I still kind of, just because it's fun, I still kind of want to have the outpost powered independently. Yeah, because then, because I don't necessarily want my Roboport network and everything going all the way out there. And I think I can do my defense for the outpost entirely with lasers. But I should probably plan on having an outpost supply train a bit better than that. Let's see. One thing I do need to do is an outpost needs to be able to kickstart itself. Which, if it needs to be powered with steam, I'm trying to think of ways to do that. Because anything getting unloaded from a train needs power, I'm pretty sure. Is there any way that I can kickstart an outpost without power? I'm thinking. Yeah, I didn't really think about this part. I should probably have thought ahead to this. There's a chance that I just don't use this. No, I really do want to have this outpost design. And outposts won't be connected by perfect grids because of that robot limitation. Yeah. So that means, let's do this, this. Let's add this down here so I can work with that. Because, to get things to an outpost, I want this, but I don't think I want robots. Or power. I think I want to try to do this without bringing anything other than the rails out. So that means that I will need a variation of this that has none of those things. Because basically, I don't want to have a full grid just to get to an outpost. But I do want an outpost to have bots, which is a supply train thing. Do I want it to be single supply, or do I want it to be automatically resupplied? I should probably do automatic resupply. Also, I do have to remember that in order to turn, I need to use basically a full grid size thing, even if I don't have the whole grid. Because, yeah, in order to turn right, I need one of these. Unless I explicitly design a thing where I'm not going to ever have a grid, but I don't think I want that. Okay, I do think I'm going to design the outpost with a full grid design, which means the outpost minimum has to be 2 cells so that the train can get back. Yeah, so minimum outpost size is 2 cells, which is like 180-ish tiles, which is pretty big, but I mean the ore patches are pretty big too. And because I'm not bringing power out here, I really should figure out a way to kickstart it. I mean, I could make it so that if the bots pick up any wood, then that would be enough to kickstart it. Of course, I need to get power for bots. Okay, I need to be able to place down the first couple things, which means I will be here enough to kickstart it. Yeah. Okay, so in that case, I'm going to kickstart it. So that means I need a steam drop-off station, which I think, do I have that here, or did I put it in the thing? I don't remember where I put my station. Here. Which I think down here is optimal. Yeah. Also, technically this doesn't have to be the full grid, but I might as well make it one. Okay, so yeah, this is going to be a steam station, which I might as well just name that. Oh, one of those trains is probably going to go out here already and not be able to do anything. But that's fine. Let's grab a steam drop-off station from one of the reactors. But no, actually not from the reactor, from over here, because this is the actual drop-off spot. Right here. Right? Is this steam drop-off? This is steam drop-off. Okay. So let's grab, I only actually need a tiny amount of this. I only need this much. And I'm going to copy out to here so I have the report for reference. I missed the actual pumps, which is the entire reason I needed to be out here. Okay, then grab that, bring it down here. And I do actually think I want this to have radar. Okay, so I'm going to have to build that. And then, so I did math for this a while ago. Problem is, I don't know whether I actually saved it. One moment, let me see if I can find it. No, I didn't calculate this. But I did calculate how much power was needed for a whole patch, not counting lights, assuming 300 mining drills, I think. Yeah. Which I think is pretty reasonable. I could almost just use the wing design, but that's overkill. Okay, the number is 27 million joules per second for the whole patch-ish. Somewhere in there. So I need to figure out that in boilers. Does factoryplanner have a power production? Let's see, I don't know. No. Okay. And I don't think I have any mod that can help with. Well, I mean, I have RecipeBook. If I can remember how to get to that, that could help. Problem is, I don't remember how to get to RecipeBook, so let's remember that. Control B. That makes sense. Okay. Steam turbine. Recipe entity. 5.8 megawatts. That's what I can run with. Oops. Sorry, hit a wrong button. Okay, so 5.8 megawatts is a watt a joule per second. I think a watt is a joule per second, but I honestly don't remember, so let me double check that. Yep, 1 watt is 1 joule per second. Okay, and I said, what was it, 27 million joules per second? Which is just a couple of turbines, actually. Five turbines is 30 million, I think. Let's double check that. Oh, wrong button. Yep, that's 30 megawatts, and I'm going to double check that number again. And I need 27 megawatts. And I'm not going to have a flow problem, I'm pretty sure, at all. Okay, in that case, I'm going to make more than this, just so that I don't have to add more later. I think that's 8. Yep. And I'm pretty sure I can literally just connect all of these together, and that's high enough flow. This is centered. It's not powered, though, so I'm going to have to add this, which is fine. It is annoying that it's not centered, but I don't think I can do anything about that because the train itself isn't centered. Is this requesting... This has a train limit of 3. This can have a train limit of probably just 1, because it's 1 every 12 minutes on average, if I did my calculation right. So, trains should be able to get out here. I might disable this station for now. Just directing this to move so that it repaths. It's going to this one instead. Why isn't this filling? Oh, it is now. Okay. So, just my only question is, why isn't a train getting down here? It should be able to path to that. Are you your water? Your water. Your steam. Let's just double check it can actually get down here. Yep, it can. So why isn't it? The station does not need power. I know that. It was just waiting for a train to be done picking it up. Maybe I just need to kill the other station. Which, because of the train limits, I might actually break it, but we'll see. Please go out here and then go to steam drop off. Actually, I can just tell it to do that. Okay, good. Now it's pathing out here. I think I just had too many stations and not enough supplies because I was stress testing it. Of course, it's going to get here and it's not going to be able to run yet, as expected. Which means I need to be able to kickstart this, which, actually, wait. There's an easy way to kickstart this if I just include a couple of solar panels in the design. Now, when I do that, I need to make sure that it does not connect the rest of this to power. At that point, also no fuel on this one. Because I don't want it to try to start up the entire mine on the startup panels. I only wanted to start up this. And I'm not entirely sure where I'm going to actually align the mine. Because I will need another station. Probably I'm going to put it up here. For the materials supply for both building an outpost and for defending it. And just maintaining it in general. Also, this doesn't have any steam on it because this was happening. Okay, because of that, I'm going to actually set this train limit like high, just so that I don't cause all of the trains to deadlock. I think there should be another train heading down this way. Probably that one. Yep. And probably several other trains as well. Okay, in that case, I just need to figure out that kickstart thing. Which needs to... I wish this wasn't actually... I don't want this to power the radar on startup either, so I'm actually going to change how I'm doing this. This could stay there, but if I'm changing this, might as well change everything. Just use medium power poles, and then make sure that, I mean, I could just remove the wires, but let's put one here. All this needs to do is power the pumps and all of the turbines. I really wish that wouldn't connect, but I guess I'm just going to have to remove these, which I guess is fine. And then that has to go there and there. If I do that, let's just do this all the way. And then copper wire. Remove that connection, remove this connection, and I'm going to use something that I know that not many players actually end up using for anything useful, if I can find it. Power switch. Basically, I don't want to link in any of this until it's generating more power over here. Which I'm going to connect that in the middle, so let's put this here. Let's bring this to here, and this to here. And let's make this circuit controlled, which also the circuits won't have power initially, but that's fine. As long as it defaults to off, which I'm pretty sure it will. Yep, cider combinator. And then I just want a single accumulator over here to be able to read from the network. Which I don't think it actually needs, but I might as well include it. Yeah, let's just put this here. Actually, no, it needs to be able to be read from, so let's actually put this down here. Actually, I don't even think I need the combinator. I think I can just... Oh, that's the wrong thing. I think I can just connect this directly. Like that. Recharge level. Enable the condition. I don't know what signal that's reading. Okay, A. If A is... What does it actually output? Oh, percentage. 0 to 100. So if this is greater than... I'm going to say 90% for startup. Then the power switch will be turned on. And then... I don't know how much power all of the pumps use. $300 kilowatts. How much does one single solar panel produce? Because I don't want to have to use many of these, just because. 60 kilowatts. But, actually, it might be fine if I do this. Is that enough to kickstart it? Charging. Almost there. 80%. 90%. Okay. Whoa. This is right on the edge of working. What's its power output? 46 megawatts? Okay, if I try to read through this, it is around like 47 megawatts. Actually, no, that's not helpful either. Is the problem pump rate? I don't actually know what the problem is. How much steam is in here? Okay, plenty. Did I miscalculate this? What happens if I double it? Oh, that doesn't work because of power. Okay, adding that was enough. Did that actually work, or was that sort of a fluke? Okay, send that off. Unfortunately, no train is going to end up here immediately, even though I would really prefer it didn't. Okay, I'm gonna stop this. Send this train around. I hope this train is going to pass through and not stop at the station. But... no. Okay. Looks like I'm gonna have to manually reroute all of these. Okay, that's better. Let's remove this. I want to see the power die out. The problem is everything. Let's send this around out here somewhere. You too. Whoop, that's not where I meant to send that. Because I want this to burn through its steam. So yeah, how much is this producing again? 52 megawatts. What is the grid consuming? 1.4. Why was it having trouble before? It shouldn't have. Actually, I wonder what happens if I set this to 50. It's going to be an experiment. I'm going to temporarily drain all of the power out of the network. Oh, buffer size. There we go. Okay. Good. Okay. And now let's slide this out of the way. Oh wait, there's still the accumulator. Oh, and that needs to be on this side for a full test. Oh, is that accumulator not going to output to that? Okay, let's add this too, just so I can burn the rest of the power. Okay, now let's try a cold start again. Let's set this back to train limit of a few. There's currently 9 of these here. Because I added the 1. I'm going to remove that again, because I really don't want it. Like, I would like to figure out why this wasn't working. Yep, so that is enough to kickstart. And then it flickers. Okay, that time it worked. But why does it flicker? I don't understand that. Let's put this back here to burn off power. Which should burn... Oh, actually, it can't burn that much steam. So let's once again... I'm debating sending a signal so that I can disable it. But let's just set this back to 0 and tell this to go around again. And this. And this. And it's probably saying destination full. Yep. Wrong thing. But yeah, the weird thing is this can absolutely keep up with power demand like this. Actually, one problem is accumulator can fill up completely, which, I mean, that still might actually be fine to kickstart it. What I would like to know is power consumption. Or, no, power production, not power stored. But I don't know if that's something I can measure. Can this take an output? Let's check something. No, can't read turbines. Can't read that. I can at least... No, that's just enable disable. That doesn't work. Can't connect that. Okay, right now it's flickering because this is halfway full and obviously it's not generating enough power yet. Which, that's fine. I'm completely okay with that. If I set this back to, let's try 2. Okay, trains are cycling, but that's fine. Because other trains should be on their way shortly. Yep, here's one. I want to see this cold start correctly. Flickers and then eventually works. Why does it flicker for that long? Is that roboport consumption causing that? Oh, they have a huge max consumption. Maybe that's it. Okay, let's experiment again, but this time see if I can check the reports ahead of time. Let's just send you over here. Same with you. Add this back. Add this back. That was interesting to watch. Okay. So now, are these discharging? I can't tell, actually. Yes, they are. I think that that's probably the thing causing the problem. And if that is the case, then the system should be completely capable of cold starting. It just may take a while if the reports take a while to start. To double check that, I'm going to move these trains out of the way further. And I'm going to cut and paste this whole thing so that all of the reports are completely dead. Which should be worst case. I should probably add more turbines, just in case. But let's see what it's like starting up with 8. This is a maximum production of 46 megawatts. And I already forgot the number again. And I needed like 27. Okay, this is flickering because that's full, but I want to test this. Oh, this train is stuck because this train, I didn't send it far enough. Okay. Technically, these are occasionally getting power, which I don't really want, but okay. Let's remove all of these, place them back, and see what happens. Let's also get this going quickly. Yeah, so this should be slowly charging because it's trying to power pumps, which are probably consuming power, but not very much. So it's also charging that. But all of these should have essentially no power. Interesting that they have some. Don't know why. Maybe they spawn with some? Not sure. But this should cold start even if it takes a moment. But I'm expecting to see this pulse, yep, as it fills up the roboports. What I'm hoping to see is as soon as the roboports are charged, it stops pulsing. And then I'm probably going to add a couple extra turbines just so that this doesn't take quite as long and so that it can handle higher peaks if needed. For example, laser turrets. Also, I'm probably going to add a bank of accumulators to the outpost so that it can take more, so it can take bursts of power from laser turrets, because it's not going to be connected to the main grid. And this isn't going to be able to handle that much of a spike. Okay, I'm expecting to see the stop flickering as soon as electricity hits max. Yes. Perfect. Good. And this should now be capable of producing, yep, that amount. But now I'm going to add more of these. I can slide that over by 1, and I will. Just put a whole bunch of these in. Because now, wrong thing. This is now 14 turbines, which can produce how much? 81 megawatts, which I'm never going to need at an outpost. Okay, so that's good. Now, I just want to check if I add accumulators somewhere, which I'm just going to add a temporary just like bank of accumulators somewhere around here. Why not over here? But it can't be connected to this grid, it has to be connected to the outside grid now, which is fine. This one will be a substation, which is nice to see that connects pretty nicely. That looks good. Yep, that's the right border. That should be the other one. One more. One more. Okay. That means accumulators can now charge out here. Okay. Good. But now, let's test this again. Set this back to 0. Send the trains out of the way. Which, sending them all over here should be plenty. There's plenty of room for them to queue randomly. Yep. Okay, and now we do the cut and paste test. Cut, paste, and then quickly go over here and enable the station, because that's more realistic. With some amount of trains, doesn't matter how many, I'm using a higher number so that I don't back up the system. Okay. This cold start should flicker for quite a while, actually, I think. Although I don't know if it's going to flicker with the accumulators now that I think about it. I think accumulators are making this cold start go much smoother, actually. That's handy. Yep. And now the accumulators buffer. Which, luckily, I was a bit worried that this accumulator would go down to half while the leaves are still below half, but looks like that's not how that works. Okay, and now everything is already up. Great. So this is a working outpost design. Or at least the first part of it, because clearly I still need the actual startup materials. Which, yeah, all of this needs to start up is the CM. And I'm going to build this part by hand, like with my own resources. Then once that happens, it'll have power. And let's get the next station in, which I have to grab. Let's put that up here. Okay, and then this one is going to be outpost drop-off, and this one is going to require some logic and some figuring out. I don't know what exactly I want to have on the outpost train yet. I should probably plan for oil, even if I'm not necessarily planning on using it. If I'm not planning on doing flamethrower defense, because even if I'm not planning on it, I might as well account for it in the design, because it's not that much more difficult to. So in that case, let's grab this, and let's figure out the next design. Cargo wagon. I have to do this quickly though, because I don't have that much time to stream today. It's been 40 minutes. I have like an hour and a half left, maybe. Okay, so what do I need to bring to an outpost? I will want walls, turrets, stuff to build. Okay, let's. That didn't line up. I really shouldn't need this many cars. But let's start adding things and see what happens. Materials that I know I will need. Belts are probably the first one. And I should probably build outposts with just blue belts as the standard. Which means I don't want to put the other belts on here. Hello, how are you? Yeah, so that's 1 stack, and we need well more than that, so I'm going to make this be like a full row. I don't know exactly how much this needs. This is, yeah, so this is 1,000 belts, which might be enough. I'm not sure. I'm going to leave a gap here. Oh, man, I can't actually leave a gap because of the filtering, but yeah, okay. I probably won't need more than that, but let's just make 2 stacks of that, and I will need a bunch of express undergrounds. 200 express undergrounds. If I need 300 miners, that's probably fine, but I'm just getting 2 more. Then stack inserters. I should only need stack inserters at the station, which is 96 of them, which is 2 stacks. I will need steel chests for that, which only 1 stack is fine. Obviously power poles. It's about 1 power pole per 3 miners, plus all the extras. If I'm assuming about 300 miners, then that means that it will need, well, it'll need 100 power poles, so 2 stacks. So I'm going to make this 3 or 4. Let's go with 4. I have enough space on the train to include a bunch. And I shouldn't need that many big poles, but I will need some, so let's make that 2 stacks. I probably will want substations, but again, not very many. 1 stack of that's probably plenty. The station is not going to have more rails to build after the first part is built. Well, I mean, actually, it could have more. Because the ore pickup station has to go somewhere. But I could build that myself. If I'm already building to that part of the station, I'm going to build that myself and not have the train build that. Same with rail signals, train signals. Yeah, all of that's good. Let's see, what's next? Construction robots are going to have to be a consistent delivery. I'm debating whether or not to make the thing that is probably going to need to be refreshed constantly a separate train or not. I don't think so. I know the base needs more than 50 construction bots, though, and I don't think it'll need logistics bots. So let's make the train hold 100, and assume an outpost will have just enough to... I'm not sure. For defense, do I want to use logistics bots for defense? I think I'm actually going to have a wall design or a border cell design or something. It will need roll boards, though. It'll need lamps, quite a few of them. A lot of these numbers are semi-random. I'm just trying to assume how many I'm going to need. I shouldn't need any combinators. Or speakers, unless, actually, if I want that, I'll build it in. So I don't need any of those. Storage tanks would only be needed in a couple of very specific cases, unless, actually, no, again, I might do flamethrower defense. If I do flamethrower defense, I'm actually probably going to put it on another car, so I'm not going to add that. Like, I would put those things in for that, but I don't need that. Yeah, okay, so I guess the next thing then is miners, which I'm planning for 300, which I think is 6 stacks. Which actually, he's stacked to 50, right? Yeah. I want to be able to hit more than the amount that I'm assuming, so I'm going to actually put those in another car. Will not need any of those. It shouldn't need more accumulators because that's something that I'm building at the start. Won't need more solar panels, steam engines, boilers, nope. Pump jacks will also go in that other car, I think. Although, oh wait, this is a stack size of 20. So I'll need a few stacks of that if I want to do oil outpost. What else needs to go in this part of the train for construction? Nothing from here. Turrets, that's right. Do I want to use any ammo defense, or do I just want to go with laser turrets? I think I'm just going to go with laser turrets, and see how that does. So let's... oh, that's the wrong thing. So let's make that all of the remaining things here. Then I'll add flamethrower stuff on another car if needed. Okay, so that's the first car figured out. Second car is going to have... let's start with the miners, which I'm planning for 6 of these. Let's make it able to do 8. Which is 400 mining drills, which I should never need. I'm not doing modules out here unless I want to try efficiency modules, but I don't think I'm going to worry about that. I'm not doing beacons. I'm actually curious. No, actually, it doesn't matter. Okay. So that's all those supplies. I'm sure there's something that will make sense to put there. You know what? Let's put... I don't think there's any oil patch that needs more than 2 stacks of pump jacks, right? Nothing that needs more than 40 pump jacks. I'm going to hope not. Pretty sure oil patches don't get that big. So I guess I might as well add these in here if I'm doing that. Not that. And shouldn't need pumps. Might as well add it, I think. Yeah, because unless there's a throughput issue, which I don't think there will be. Okay. Also, I could put speed modules on here if I wanted to give to the oil drills. Oil, whatever they're called. These things, pump jacks. Is that everything? Oh, tanks, which can stack to 50, so that's plenty. And I think everything else is unneeded, unnecessary. Unless I want to include logistic spots. But if I did logistic spots, they're not going to be over here. Unless I want to do bot mining, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm just scanning through here to see if I'm forgetting anything. I'm not going to be bringing ammo out to the walls. And I'm going to build the things that need these chests. Oh, speaking of walls, I did not include actual walls yet. Let's first figure out what to put in this spot. Any other defense things that are going to be out here? I probably should put artillery turrets out on these. I'm gonna... do I want to build those by hand, or do I want to add them in? And actually, that will require logistics things if I do that. My wall design might include these. I'm actually going to assume that. So, artillery turret. Not going to do radar. Yes, okay, so now walls. Which are here. I need walls and gates. And I will need a lot of these, so I'm going to make this at least a full row, maybe 2 full rows. This is 1,000 walls. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to need substantially more than that. So I'm actually going to do 2 full rows of these. It's not like they're expensive, and it doesn't hurt to over-prepare. Actually, and I'm actually going to remove a couple of these, because I'm also going to want some gates. And, I don't know, 150? 200. 200 sounds like a good amount. Or I can just split it in half. Let's just do that. That's probably more gates than I need, but it's fine. And I can add things into later cards if I need to. Okay, and then out here, I was about to say I can include artillery shells, but actually that's going to be an artillery car, which I have not used before. Which amusingly means this is going to shoot while it's here, but yeah. And I don't think I'm going to do landmine defense. I could. Not worth it. Okay, so I'm going to leave this car free for expansion, because I don't know what's going to need to be there. But the next one is going to be an artillery wagon, so that I can carry a decent number of artillery shells. I don't actually know how many can fit in this. My guess is 10, but I really don't know. Nope, obviously way more than that. Is it 50? Nope. That's the wrong thing. Maybe 100 then. Which is a little easier to get these. Okay. Yes, 100, okay. And now I have extra artillery shells I don't know what to do with, so let's put them... active provider chest. Let's go over here to the part of this that's actually connected to the main network, which is any of this really, but I'm going to put this here and give this all of the spares of those because I don't need those and those, which I think should be taken away by the network. Yep. Anything else I have on me that I really don't need? You don't think so? Nope. Maybe the extra radar. And the extras of those. Okay. Yep, okay, so artillery supply, and then I'm not going to use it yet, but I'm going to plan for some kind of flamethrower supply if needed, which means that the next thing after this is going to be one fluid wagon. Unless I want to do separate resupply train, but because technically any of this could need to be resupplied, I think I'm just going to leave this like this. I'm going to give myself a little bit of nuclear fuel. So that this train can actually move, because at the moment it does not have the materials to be able to move. Okay, now I need to do all of the things that can manage removing resources from this, which is going to be interesting. Passive providers. Or storage chests. No, passive providers are better for this. I could add some on that side. Let's just start with this. That one's reserved, so I'm actually going to take that out for now. And then I need one here. I could do more than one, but just one. And then I'm not going to figure out that last one yet. Okay, so now stack filter inserters. And just normal, might as well make it a stack inserter so I don't need to carry more than one type of inserter on me. And now before I do this, I'm actually going to put everything in here and then return to make sure nothing is exploding. Looks like we're fine. Bunch of things, yeah, it's always low on that. Is everything at least still running? Am I still making laser turrets? Circuits are actually low. No, circuits are not low. What are these low on? Oh, copper cable. Which I never beaconed. Oh, and these still don't have stuff in them. Honestly, because it can't keep up, I should probably just finally remove the remaining red circuit assemblies that are over here. It's going to be a bit for the bots to move, but that's fine. And then, how many productivity modules do I have made? 122. Nice. So let's upgrade the rest of these. I am somewhat distracted, but do I have that? Yeah, I do. Okay. Now, of course, that's not actually going to do much because these aren't running fast enough. Unless I want to try to add more beacons to speed it up. Which I don't think I want to do. Also, copper isn't keeping up anyway. Wait, no, copper is keeping up. This output isn't keeping up. Is the problem bots? No. Are these using copper cable faster than they're getting it then? Oh wait, no, it's plastic. Which they're low on petroleum, yes. Which is low because I'm assuming something is backed up. All of those are good. Is oil not being supplied? Oil's not being supplied enough or at all, which I guess is still trying to operate off of this one thing. Was an oil train exploded? No, it's just taking a bit. Where is the oil train? Did it just return? It just returned. Okay, so oil outposts, not fast enough. Good thing I'm starting to design outposts. Yeah, this isn't filling very quickly anymore. Okay. Yeah, oil's slow. How many of these is there? 21. Which, how many speed modules do I have? None. Probably because things are going into making these. Yep. Okay. And these are slow because of the red circuits. Yeah, feedback loop. Okay. Why is this marked as red? Okay, so if I want more oil, I either need to get the speed modules onto here, or I just need to get a new oil patch, which I have plenty to choose from, but I need to get the outpost design working for that. I'm not going to have the speed modules. So, yep. Guess I'm just getting the outpost design finished then. Okay. I'm gonna need a bunch of combinators in here to manage, or inactivity monitor. Do I want to try inactivity? What things would potentially break without inactivity? I mean, actually, these still have to be filtered no matter what. Only oil. I think everything else would be fine, because a lot, like, nothing should be that actively consumed, except for these, but, I mean, that's not going to be particularly significant. Okay, so let's start trying to figure this out. Filters... Oh, can only one type of item be filtered? Only one type of item can be filtered. Unless I use combinators, which I can do. I'm pretty sure with this, each one can grab 4. Is that right? Did I remember that right? Set filters. Let's see if I can set more than one thing. You are allowed to remove... Probably shouldn't have the three most... the three fastest things go through here, but... Or do you only have one filter? And actually, unless I filter all of these too... Oh wait, I can't filter these, can I? Okay, so I'm gonna need to figure this out. How many items do I have in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If I moved this, then I could fit them all here. Unfortunately, I really don't want to move that. How many are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Which? 6, 7, 8. Okay, that still can't fit. Okay, so even if I reverse the order of these, it still doesn't quite work just because of this robe port. If this was one further over, it would be fine. Specifically that way. I could also start using the additional car. Or I could try to multi-filter something, but I don't think I want to do that. I mean, for both of them, I could just move the defense components to their own thing. So the walls, the gates, the artillery turrets, the laser turrets, maybe some other things. I still want to be able to completely fill these. If I just move one thing out of this, then it's enough. And how many things are here again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep. I think I just need to move one thing out of here, which could be a pump jack. Actually, no, it has to be a single type of item. So I don't actually think I need storage tanks at all. At least not on the train. I might need more than 10 artillery turrets though, so I'm actually going to do that. There. So now what I can do, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. And then remove all of these filters. Which, is there a way to do that quickly? Do it this way. There. So now this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 items to filter. And this one has 12. Got it. Of course, I do need to power this, but that's something I can do. If I do that, that powers everything. Except for this. Kind of forgot I already put items in that. Yeah, that's fine. Is this doing stack inserter? No, okay, because it can only carry one thing. Because of the stack size. Okay, so now let's do this. Whitelist This is no longer where that needs to go. Cancel that. Okay, start doing this. Miners, pump jacks, pipes, pipe to ground. Miners. Pump jacks. Any specific order I should actually do this in? No, not really. Pipe to ground, artillery turret. It kind of makes sense to put this over here. I hope that didn't just overwrite something. Good. Okay. Cancel that. So now I have pipe to ground, artillery turret. Let's do artillery turret first. Okay. And then, yeah, pipe to ground. Okay. Pipe to ground. I really hope this design works as I'm picturing. Walls, gates. What am I forgetting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Did I remove something without it needing to? I think I did. But that's fine because I still might actually want this many artillery turrets. Okay, so I'm gonna have one spare thing then. Did I miscount before? I'm not sure. Anyway, walls, gates. That didn't save. Gates. And then this one is unfiltered for now. Shouldn't take anything. And then this one, there's more things. Express transfer belt, underground belt, and splitter. It's a lot of blue belts I'm gonna have to supply. Stack inserters, steel chest, medium electric pole. Actually, I don't even think I need stack inserters on here, but I guess it's fine. I was imperfect in my design, because some of these things are for building out the ore station, which I think I already said I was not going to, I was going to do that by hand instead of letting the base do it as part of the seed. Well, anyway, let's continue this. Stack inserter. There's a filter stack inserter, moving stack inserters. Anyway, steel chests, medium electric pole. I'm going to put the power poles on the top, so I guess I'm going to put Roboport here. Okay, Roboport. And then medium electric pole, big electric pole, substation. And then construction robots, lamps, laser turrets. And I'm honestly not sure if that's enough laser turrets, but I guess we'll see. That's unfiltered, which is good. I'm not using that. I'm not using that because those are just both reserved for future use. Okay, I think this is the station. Also, let's actually pick up my materials again that I should have had on me before. Those should be all of the supplies to build an outpost. Now, in addition to this, I need my wall design, which I have not built yet. I have not designed walls because I've just been using spot defenses, but I should have actual walls starting now, probably. So let's start designing that. I do want it to be still aligned to this tile grid, though. And do I want... No, I'm going to assume that if I have a wall, it's not going to be in the middle of a grid cell. So in that case, the wall could be right up against this, but it shouldn't be. Let's actually start with the other side. Let's start with the laser turrets. Do I want to build flamethrower turrets into this? Even though I'm not using them yet? Future-proof it? Might be a good idea. Well, okay, let's see. Because these need power too, right? Actually, do they? It's kind of hard to tell. I'm pretty sure they do. I don't think I'm going to need flamethrower turrets that close together. Okay, edge of the grid cell is like here, so that would have to be back here. I'm not going to try to align that horizontally from this perspective yet. This is going to need an underground pipe so it can reach the other side of the thing here, because the next grid cell would be here. Yeah, so it would have this there. That's the next cell, which means I can remove those. Yep. But for the reference point, because that's down here, I'm going to do this and do that. And again, not aligned correctly, but we'll see. That spacing feel good. Maybe, what's that reach? That goes that far, that goes that far. I know it's optimal to have these set back because of spitters. Problem is I don't know spitter ranges. Let's actually put this down here so that I know exactly what the gap in coverage looks like. It's right here is where that is limited. Actually, no, because the spitter can attack the wall. It should be pretty close to this. Not necessarily right up against it, but close. So I'm going to do that. That. Unless I want to make this whole thing a gate. But I think I want to keep it separate. I don't think I've actually placed that right. Something feels weird. I think I have an extra... Do I have an extra? No, I don't. This is a wall, that's a wall. And then these are... Yeah, okay. Then I'll figure out that after I figure out this side, because it's just mirrored. Do I want to go with substations? I can set that back further from the wall and still power everything, which I think is a good thing. I don't want power to be killed if something else is. Also, optimally, I think the oil would run differently as well, but this is not Death World. I don't think I need to worry too much. Now, what do I want to have it aligned with, the flamethrowers or this? I don't know yet. And actually, for now, I'm going to place it up here with the intent to move it back, because I need to figure out that spacing. Heck, I'm being attacked by a fly. Okay, but then, with the assumption I'm going to move that back a bit, let's figure out how this tiles. I want the flamethrower turret to overlap. Tiles quite well. And I think that's redundant, yes. But I'm going to leave it because redundant is very useful in defense. Let's see if this lines up at the end. I don't think it will, but we'll find out. Actually, let's invert that so that actually... Oh, wait. Look at that. Nice. Okay, and I think I can put another laser turret here and here, and that's still going to be powered. Which may or may not be worth it, but it does work, so I guess I might as well. It's going to be a lot of laser turrets. I'm going to have to automate those better. They're already slow. Like, I can't even keep up with my current grid expansion. If I want to get fuel into these flamethrower turrets, that's actually a slight problem. Yeah, getting fuel into flamethrowers is actually not great. However, I think to do that, I'm just going to... do I want to cut a hole in the fence, or just a spot to do that? Or do I just want to leave space for it? If I did connect fuel, it would be, yeah, it would be on close to the one of the ends. So like one of these. Um, Getting very distracted by flies. I don't know why there's so many right now. This tiled so nicely. I don't think I want to change that. Okay, yeah. I'm just going to, if I want to hook up oil, I'm just going to remove one of the laser turrets and hook it up that way. So now I just need to figure out the spacing. If I move these back by a bit, is that ever going to collide with one of these? No. Good. So I can slide these back all the way to here. Like that. Good. And then that means I want to slide these first couple out as far as they can go, which is not much further, but it's worth it. I think it's there. Yes. Also, I can add more laser turrets in here for extra defense if I want to. I'm just gonna completely remove those. Also, let's slide these forward to there. Yeah, flamethrower coverage is plenty. Now I need a better wall than this. Dragon Tooth design, probably. Should that be directed? Oh, that should be directed away from flamethrowers optimally. I mean, I don't think it would make that much of a difference, but I might as well do that. Which means they should be directed to meet here. Which I'm gonna start Dragon Tooth design out here, I think. If I want to keep that spacing, then the next one would be here. That would be the general shape. With the problems of it being even numbers, which is imperfect, but I guess it's fine. I'm probably going to add an extra layer beyond that. Also, actually, how far do these reach? Oh, those... No problem with these. Okay. Robot coverage is fine. I'm going to do that, I think. It's not a particularly crazy Dragon Tooth design, but it also is not terrible. I am going to slide this out by a little bit because I want to have a second full wall right here. I don't know what spitter range is. Okay, this laser turret has a range of 24, this has a range of 30. Okay, so that's what I'm working with. I'm assuming RecipeBook does not tell me anything about biters. No, okay. But actually there is a way to find that out, which is temporarily place this down here, do this, return, and find a random spitter on the map, which I think I should be able to do. Yeah. Well, kind of. Radar is a slight problem. This nest is probably being polluted now. The problem with removing all of the nests that I previously that were not. The problem with leaving the nests that were not in the pollution previously is that now they're in the pollution. I really need to see this. Oh wait, where do I have a turret down? I don't. I want to send out an artillery shell just for the radar, not to actually take out the nest. Which I think... what nest is most likely to be easy to see? Probably... maybe we actually went down here. Let's go down this way. Which, let's call my trains probably faster. I'm not actually sure about that, but we'll see. Oh, and I also need to request from the network at least one artillery shell, probably a couple artillery shells. Let's request 5. I think my train should be here shortly. Yep. No, don't. Please don't move yet. I want to wait until I have the shells delivered to me. And then I'm going to tell it to go all the way out down here so that I can shoot a shell near one of these to be able to see it. There's 3, there's 4, and there's 5. Yep, okay. Now let's head down here. I have to do a bit of a circle to end up where I told it to go, which is unnecessary but fun. Okay, and then this is going to actually head back, which I don't want it to do. I want to be able to take that back. Okay. Put this down, put all of these in, grab my remote, and shoot a shell near a nest, not on it, just inside the chunk. Here it comes. Not gonna have that much time to see it here, but okay. Spitter. Let's see. This spitter has how much range? 16. How much for the next tier spitter? Couldn't tell. I'm assuming it's less, but it could be more. I know there's some weird stat changes somewhere in there. Let's do that one more time and see if I can check a medium spitter. Or a big spitter, not a medium spitter. Range 15. And the other one, I already forgot what the other one was. Was it 16? Wish I could remember. I just checked that. However, the attack is on its way. Maybe I could figure it. Maybe I could check as they're approaching. Here they are. Oh, I should be very careful here. Yep, 16. Okay, let's go back here, and then let's watch the attack because it's fun. And I should be able to handle it, even though they are gonna hit sort of right between defenses, but they should be attracted to the side. I should probably not be standing that close. They were moving very slowly. Okay, yeah, lasers are still plenty for that kind of attack, even though it's a revenge attack. Okay, I would like to... Oh, I have a bunch of shells on me because I was still requesting that. I want to send those back to the network, actually. I don't want those on me, so please go back. And then I would like to head back to over here somewhere, near the mall. Okay, it's going to try to do a wild path thing that I don't need it to do. So I'm going to jump off early. right here. How is plastic? Not very much, but at least we have some. Okay, back to the lab. Oh, wait. Where is it being damaged and is it important? I would prefer if that one isn't being damaged. Apparently it's just out of turret range. Let's just tell the base to place down a couple laser turrets in here. So that this doesn't keep happening. Because that should be placed pretty quickly. Yep, because the rest have caught up. And the reason there's no speed modules is because they're going in here. Kind of forgot about that. Okay. And go. That's better. I'm going to leave these here so that if another biter does that, it won't be... same thing won't happen. Okay. Back to wall design. All the way down here. It's not a particularly great Dragon Tooth, but it also is not terrible. Yeah, so the shooting speed of 16. What's the range of a... or the range? Gunter is 18. No, nothing else is 16. Okay. So I'm going to use this as my spacing, and it's going to be slightly longer than the actual range. Which means if laser turrets can hit this, then it's fine. Yeah, so if that's hitting the wall, there, laser turrets cannot hit it. If it's 2 tiles closer, they still can't hit it. But the flamethrower turrets could. So if the spiders try to attack this part of the wall, the laser turrets can't do anything about it, but the flamethrower turrets could if I gave them oil. I think that's fine. I'm going to leave this design as is. Now let's copy this and tile it. Why didn't that line up? Did I do something wrong? Yes I did. Everything is shifted down by 1. Let's fix that. There. Then this row. And this is going to also have, not there. That's also going to have that. Oh, that's annoying. This wall is now on top of the signals. I would prefer that to not be the case. I think I should shift this back by 1 so that I don't have to deal with that. Everything else can stay the same. It's only changing this spacing, which is completely fine. Let's do that. Even though that means that these are slightly closer to being in range, I don't think it's a concern. I didn't think it was a concern to begin with, and it's still not going to be. Okay. This is now, I believe, the wall design. Which means let's grab this and flip it vertically to make sure the top also has its last bit of wall. And do I want to have any kind of fancy corner? Because this is so close to this, really not much has to exist here for a corner, and I'm not too worried about defending it that much, so I think I can just fit that in without worrying. I could push this further out if I wanted to, but I don't think I need to. Yep, okay, so in that case, aside from the signals, I want to mirror everything that's up here so that I can get this alignment the same. So I can remove those because those are not part of it. These are part of it, technically. That design can just end there, I think. I might as well add this in, like that. Just because. Of course, it does risk them destroying the signals, but I think it's fine. Let's just add that up here to be complete. Where was that? Right here? Yeah. Okay, and now I'm going to grab this entire thing and isolate just the wall part. Remove all the things that aren't walls, or aren't part of the wall. That's a wall, right? And that's a gate. Okay, good. Remove those. Those are extra. Remove the large power pole, the signal, large power pole, signal, and then all of the rails. And also that, because that's not part of this part of the wall. Add the gate back. And I think that's the wall design. Unless I want to add another gate layer here. I kind of do, just even though not needed, it kind of looks cool. Yeah, let's do it. Doesn't change much about the wall. It just looks a little bit more interesting. Okay. Yeah, I think that's the entire thing. Okay, so copy this, save, and then need to figure out alignment, which, once again, what's this? 90, 90, and then some odd offsets. And then this will have to be just outside the grid. But first, let's... actually, can I... What's the button? Okay, it's that. Yeah, this is going to be just outside the blueprint, I think. Like that. I think that's the right alignment. No, one further down. I think that's it. And I might have to move some of that around for actual alignment, but we'll see. Okay, off by one in a few directions. Is that the case on every side? Kind of hard to tell. But let's move that down and over by one. So, what is that? Is that way or the other way around? I think that was the wrong direction. It was the right direction for one of them and the wrong direction for the Y value. No, actually that was the wrong direction for both. I mean, that's 0. Okay, how's that? That aligns. Rotate, does that align correctly here? No. Off by 2. Okay, so I do have to do the thing where that's 1, which probably means that I'm going to need to move some other things, but let's see how this looks now. Yep, as expected, that's off by 1. Okay. I think that's actually going to have to be -1. And this is going to be at 16. Let's see if I'm right. Apparently not. Okay. Okay, that lines up. That lines up. That lines up. That lines up. I'm assuming the Y value lines up. It's a little bit hard to tell. Okay. So that's the wall design. Let's cut this out. So now I just have to do the corner. Which, should I make the corner try to account for... Actually, Does this fit right now? No. Okay, so I'm not going to try to account for that. What I'm actually going to do is put a random cell in the middle of nowhere here and figure it out around this. And I'm trying to decide whether I want an inner corner or not. I think the answer is no, but I guess we'll see. Outer corner is what we need for now. Also, let's give this some power so it's not flashing. Helps if I line it up better. Okay. Okay. The corner doesn't need anything fancy. I probably want these still. So that and that would be the alignment, and I can actually pair those, which is probably more useful in the corners than it is anywhere else. So I guess I could just go with that. Then laser turrets. Oh, it helps if I have a normal pipe here. Laser turrets. I did have right next to them. I could put that there, and then just a bunch back here. I could put this. Can't quite put it fully lined up, so I'd have to connect it to that, which I guess is fine. Because the signal is there. Technically, that signal wouldn't exist. No, it could. So I guess that's fine. And that actually, because of where that's placed, I could slide these out. But no, not because I want the wall to still wrap around that. Okay. I am actually going to pack a few extra laser turrets in here because it is a corner. Even though it makes it slightly more risky that it'll take out a substation, I think the overall slight increase in firepower is worth it. Now let's get the walls around, which, oop. This is probably going to be a hard corner. Unless we want to take out this laser turret. This perfectly aligns with where those meet, so this is actually good. Oh, did I accidentally leave an extra signal in the wall design? Yes. Let's try to fix that real quick. I wish I could zoom in on this. Signal there. And actually, I think that's it. I don't think there's any... Actually, I can double check this an easier way. Nope, no signals in the design. Perfect. Okay, now I can continue this. How do I want to do this? This is now Dragon Tooth location. Let's see. If it's the other part of the wall, that would be there. I guess I can continue that. Nope. Actually, again, directing it away from flamethrowers is better. In this case, it's wider, so I need to be more careful with that. So I guess that design... Ooh, that's going to make the wall thinner on the corners. Is that a good idea? If I just do this slightly differently, it won't be thinner on the corners. Directing it in towards this gap is a little bit weird, but that's what it's doing on all the other sides. I think I like this design. I'm going to go with this. Which, if I wanted to continue that pattern, directing it towards the point is actually fine, because it puts it in the range of most of these. But I still kind of want to continue a spiky design, which, since it's a corner, is a little bit weirder, but we'll see. Let's do this on the corner. I don't really like that. I don't like that it's breaking symmetry. Maybe I do just continue the aesthetic, which, if it's the same as all the other corners, means it would go back here and then back out here before returning back in. And it does actually go all the way back to here. Kind of forgot about that. And I think that still works. So if I now copy this design, which I think is here, rotate and flip, everything should line up. I think this is a good enough design. I can work with this. That I should probably have those. Not that. I think that works. So now let's copy these corners, which starts here. Like that. Or is that connecting? That looks right. Let's just double check that this would actually line up if I were to place this in over here. Those are extra, so yeah, that works. On both sides? Yes. Okay. Corner. Which I need to do the same alignment, which is going to be interesting. 90, 90, and then out by something like 16, right? I know this is wrong. I want to see how wrong. Actually, not very. I need to set it in by... Oh, also, I need to remove those. Just in by... No, out by an amount. Nope, wrong button. Is that lined up? That's lined up. Is it lined up on all corners? I suspect no. Correct, okay. So now 1 and 1. And then, is it positive or negative to make that line up? I don't know. I can never figure out exactly how that works. Alignment good, alignment good, alignment good, alignment good. Okay, this is good then. And then I'm going to remove these rails because they don't need to be there in this design. And then let's get the rest of these walls in so that I have the reference point. Oh, I have to move this. Which now that I know it starts up, I can do that no problem. And then how big is an ore patch? I don't know exactly. I'm going to leave these corners out until I know exactly how the thing lines up. Which means these are not going to be in the blueprint initially. These are only going to, the corners are only going to be added after I place down these threading cells. Okay, yeah, the only other thing that I need is the ore station, the ore pickup, which is pretty important for a mine. And I should have a waiting area for that. So trains come in on this side, which means I have to go around this way, which means that since this is up here, okay, this has to be kept open. Also, I think this should probably have a train limit of actually 2. I could also try to put the station in the middle with additional waiting bays, but I don't think I want to do that. Yeah, so I don't want a train waiting in the way of the... No, I'm okay with a train being in the way of this, I think. Yeah, because I'm going to guard that, so yeah, that's fine. The steam train stopping like this is actually not great. Yeah, this is the problem with this grid design. Without a gigantic grid, small grids are inefficient. Okay, ore trains can be slightly delayed, and let's see. I might try to put one in the middle. Loading a train that's bent in the middle can be challenging. There's not enough space here to fit a whole thing, I don't think. I just need to figure out how to make sure that if trains queue, they don't queue in a way that breaks something else. Like, no matter what, nothing should ever get in the way of power. That's very important. Which means it might be a good idea to actually take this power stop and rotate it. Yeah, with this design, any train that needs to go in or out has to go around the entire area except for where their single station is. If I put steam input here, then it would only be blocked by something queued here. And then output, it could be blocked by something queued anywhere else. I don't really want to make outposts bigger than 2 grids. I could also not use this grid at all for outposts, but I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to leave this as is. I might have an idea. So if the critical thing is that the steam trains never get stuck, I could add a dedicated bypass for that. Now, the steam train itself can't ever be on a curve when it's unloading. But I can manage that. Okay, in order to leave from here, it can only get stuck here or here. So output is fine. Input is the problem. And I think I can maybe manage that. if I do a weird thing here. Because I can allow a steam train to enter here. Which means I can make it bypass whatever I do in any of this cell. If I do... Okay, this is always going to be a cell pair. Nope. So... that doesn't break any of these places. I don't want to have to go around to there, which means that it would be either here or here. Probably here. Let's just try that. And I really want to make sure that steam trains don't get... or that nothing else uses the thing that the steam train should. So this should never be a more efficient path to get to the ore station. Which means the ore station has to be over here. Oh, hiccup. Okay. This is by nature a chain output. So I can just put another one here, which this is a block, which is fine. This can be here. Actually, no, that should not be a chain. This should be a block signal. So now this whole thing is a block. A train can wait here, and then can immediately go around to this spot to get into here. I can't get it any closer. It has to use this spot. It has to use this lane because of this. I can't get a track in here any closer if it's coming from here because of the train car location restriction. Like, that can't be at an angle if I want to get stuff off of it. Actually, I haven't fully tested that. I think I want to test that. I'm going to bring this to here. I need to manually control this train, but the problem is I can't get in it. Okay, so in that case, temporary rail. This one is extremely temporary. This is a silly rail. Okay, but yeah, this is temporary. Let's temporarily turn off this train. I don't want that to run. And I want this one to just cycle around back to here. And then back to steam drop-off. Because I want to see if it can be unloaded like this. Oh, destination full. You can go back to steam pickup. Which you can't do because of the path thing. Okay, I guess I'm just manually sending this to here even though the destination is full. And hoping that it lines up. Can this still unload? No. Is this still lined up? It is lined up the way that it should be. Can I move this pump over to get it to unload? No. Unless it's just not being unloaded from there. Let's double check that by doing this to just supply a buffer where it can unload to. No, okay. So it cannot be on a curve. That is what we have just learned. Let's send this around to here because you don't need to be doing this anymore, and then also steam pickup after that. Okay, that'll move forward. I need to remove this track now because that does not work. It is annoying that I can't unload it if it's on any kind of a curve, but we'll see. Because that means that no matter what, this lane has to be a waiting spot for a steam train. How quickly can this burn steam? I have a potential additional idea. It's an 8-car train, which means I need 8 tanks. Let's turn this back off again. Basically, I want to see whether I can manage this. I want to see whether it can draw steam fast enough from these tanks without a pump. Which means that I will want electric energy interface to use power. I'm not going to actually make it use power yet, though. How much steam is in here? Enough. Rather than waiting for this to unload, I'm just going to send this to steam pickup right away. And then that means nothing should be loading. This should be slowly burning steam from here, and also slowly evening out. If I told this to consume a ton of power, can these work full efficiency? Looks like the answer is yes. 60 out of 60. Being drained probably well enough. And this also allows me to set a condition if I just run a signal line over here, which I want to do anyway. So this is, yeah, okay, I think I got it. I want to set the train limit based on how much steam is in here, so I do need a combinator. Ooh, that's actually a problem, because it's not going to have power. Well, no, it will. It'll have enough to run a combinator. Okay, so the cider combinator. Let's put this over here somewhere. You can go there to yeah, that's the right direction, to set train limit. And I'll figure that out in a moment. Right now, that is a train limit of 0. And then I just need to get the signal over here, which I can just string across these conveniently. Can that reach far enough? Nope. I don't, even though signal doesn't actually matter whether it's crossing over that, I'm going to do this. And that has to be disconnected. There we go. So now this can read steam. And if steam is less than... it's only... no, I can make it read all of the tanks, which is more accurate anyway. Yeah, so if steam is less than... What do I want my threshold to be? I want this to bring in a train early. But I don't want it to queue more than one. I mean, it's never going to queue more than one. I don't actually need to set a condition with this at all. If I set the train limit of 1, as long as it can get out here fast enough, which it should have no trouble with, because 12 minutes for full consumption is expected. Okay, I'm going to temporarily leave this combinator just in case, but I'm going to set a train limit of 1 on this, exactly 1. Turn you back to automatic, and go to Steam, pickup, just so I can cycle it. Good to see this train sitting here. Another train queued here. This can, go to pickup. which of course the destination is full now, which is not what I want. I have too many steam trains in the network now because of how everything is working. This reactor is not useful anymore. I guess I can leave it. It's not hurting, but what do I have the train limits set to here on here? Obviously, this is not perfect for everything, but for now, I can set these train limits higher, and it'll just mean trains queue differently, which is imperfect, but it will work. It should still cycle at a rate that allows that. Okay, so one train should be heading here. Or actually, no, it is already here. This is running full speed. These should be being pumped out at some sort of rate. Pumping speed isn't great because tank throughput is not great, I'm pretty sure is the problem. But it still unloads plenty fast. So then this train should leave, another one should immediately be requested. Yep, right here. And then that means this should have a bunch of steam buffered, and even at full speed, this should have plenty of time to request a train, even if it was technically all the way on the other side of the base. I'm actually going to look at this so I can read the actual steam value. It is definitely a counter, so timing is still important. However, again, it's never going to be using this much power. It's here for a contingency. Okay, here comes the train. Yep, so it used... well, I mean, because that train was partially full and everything, it was inaccurate, but I think that used probably about like a third to a quarter of its steam before the next train arrived, which there should always be a steam train available. That is correct. I might even build a depot for trains exclusively for steam trains, just in case, but I'm not sure yet. But this is at full consumption. This is currently burning 80 megawatts, and I'm only expecting, what was it, like 50 or 60 at max. So I think this is fine. Yeah, I'm going to call this a fully operational system. Actually, I'm going to leave this here so that it continues running as a test, but that's not where I want that. No, there, okay. Yeah, so now I just need that drop-off spot, which I need to figure out, because there should be a station here. Actually, this is one big block. If the station was here, that would be a problem, because ore drop-off requires a queue. I'm okay with trains queuing all the way around here, though, now, so I can put the last station here. And then to leave, it would have to cycle through here, but actually, if it's leaving, I'm okay with it using this, because it's not going to stall. Great. Okay, so, station. This would be the drop-off station. I'm going to have to move that signal, apparently. That's a chain signal, though. I can do that. Oh, I didn't actually mean to do that. I want this to still be in here. But I'll put that on my bar. Okay. Let's just move this back a bit so that a station can fit here. Good. Also, I can actually move that all the way up to there. And that should have plenty of space for the train to stop still. Yep. Perfect. So this is an ore drop-off station, which is flexible for whatever ore, or a oil station. And now for this, technically a post supply could get in the way, or could be blocked by the ore substitute trains getting in the way. But since it's going to be guarded, that shouldn't happen too often if I'm keeping up. And it's not completely critical that this gets here perfectly. Yeah, so because of that, I can have a maximum train limit of 3 without risking getting anything stuck, which I think is good enough for an outpost, but I am going to need some additional logic to manage that. Let's just get an ore train in here so I know what I'm working with. Seal chests, but no, I'm not going to limit it, but I will, one moment. Yeah, I'm going to need to do some math with this. Let's get wires across these so that when I copy it, it's all good. Also, I might as well put on the power pole. Also, let's get nuclear fuel for this train as well, even though it shouldn't probably be going anywhere. I might want to move it for testing. Okay. And then copy and paste this. The wires will be all connected correctly. And then what do I want my possible throughput to be for this? I guess I might as well make it a full 8 belts, right? 8 blue belts, which blue belts are quite expensive, but at this point I'm expecting I'm going to have enough of these. Which means each of these could have its own blue belt, and that can go through a balancer. I need to figure out an 8-way balancer, which I don't know if I'm going to try to figure that out or just find one. I'm probably going to try to figure it out, most likely. And it makes sense to make this centered, so I'm actually going to put the output over here. Yeah, so balancer is going to be out here somewhere. And then everything else from here on will go this way. Also, this is aligned wrong. I'm just going to give this some construction bots because I'm not doing the full startup sequence testing, which means it didn't get its robots yet. Oops. It's a lot of belts. I don't know if I should actually be doing full 8-way belts, but I mean, if I'm going to be designing big, I might as well build everything to theoretically support it, particularly since it's railworld. Even though, I mean, science output is supposed to be half a blue belt is the target, and that's going to be with a decent amount of productivity. So I'm not actually sure how much input that's going to actually need. I haven't done that calculation yet. Oh, actually shouldn't do that yet. Okay, balancer. I'm at least going to start with trying to figure out an 8-way balancer myself. Also, it sounded like I just rotated something and I don't know what. Okay. Now I could do this by stacking 4-way balancers a bunch of times. Okay, so let's see if I can group this. I have this. Okay, so that's two four-way balancers. So optimally, all I would have to do from here is make sure that each pair of these is balanced, I think. Right? I don't know if this is enough. The way that lines up is not optimal, but I guess we'll see. Basically, I'm trying to see if I can use exactly the same layout and just scale it. So, like, each of the four-way balancers here have the point in the middle where they're merged, and then, yeah, so what's the shape? Small balancer, balance the small balancers. So each of these, in this case, is the small balancer, each of the four-way ones. So this is equivalent to this, which is actually, if I want to match it exactly, it's on the wrong end. So let's move it out here somewhere. Yeah. So this will need to be on this end, and then duck under whatever I put in the middle if I want to just match this. I don't know if this is actually going to work. I don't know if my mental model is flawed or not, but we'll see. So that's equivalent to those. And then I would need another one of these here, which unfortunately doesn't quite work in terms of space. I wish that did work. It would be quite a bit more fun. Okay, just temporarily pretending that's there. I would need two more spaces on each end. Can I move any of these? Oh wait, and actually this doesn't work because of those anyway. So yeah, remove that. But I can try to do the equivalent. I can make another one of these bouncers that just doesn't go the same way. Which, for this, might just be routing like this. Which is going to look silly, but I can try it. Okay, I'm not going to try to optimize this until I actually know if it'll work. So for now, let's just get the fundamental idea down and see what happens. Oh, there's not enough space here. Oh, that's the thing, I accidentally rotated. Also, I'm gonna temporarily disconnect that because I need to slide this up somewhere, and I'm just gonna play with it up here, see what happens. Ooh. Wait. No, I can make this work. This would have to be going around here to here. This would have to go here. That has to go in there. And then the other one would have to go there. And unfortunately, those can't go any further over. But I think I can do a belt weaving thing to make it work, maybe. Okay, the problem is I need to be able to run one more belt through this. Okay, let's see if I can make it work by doing this and jumping over that. This would go there. Okay, this will look silly. And it is silly, it doesn't actually work. Any way I can force this to work. I would need to have the underground belt appear up here, and not have this connect to it. Okay, for testing, I can make it work by just moving it over, even though it looks silly. Can't quite reach far enough, but luckily I think there's enough space here to weave it around. Also, this doesn't need to be here anymore. Actually, yeah, that means there's plenty of space, so that means this can come up all the way down here, and then this one can just do that. Okay, so that's this middle part, and then on this end, I just need, if I'm following the exact design, I don't know if this is going to work or not, just need that. I'm really curious to see if this successfully balances, because I really don't know if my design is flawed or not, or if my mental model at least is flawed. So let's test this. Okay, well first, if I just put something on here, does it go through a loader? Or does it just get stuck here? Okay, it's annoying. For some reason, loaders don't let me take from anything ever. So I'm gonna have to do this with stack inserter things, which I guess is fine. Not that. Let's just do this. Then speed doesn't matter as much. This would have to go over here. Okay, and then I need to connect this to power, which I'm just going to use a one of these to power this. Okay, and then grab these and see if it balances. Very curious. 100 express transport belts. That's not actually looking too bad. $14, $14, $12, $12, $12, $12, $12, $12, $12. I think that's pretty balanced. I want to check that on all of them though. Which, let's see, actually to test that I want to do something I can see a little bit better on it. So let's try copper, wait, it seems good. Let's grab a whole bunch and just put one stack in each of these. Or I guess 2 stacks. And see if this balances correctly. Which, I mean, the way that this is distributed might throw it off a little bit. And also, I don't know if this is the best test, but we'll see. The inserters being slow is a problem. Obviously, this is not a lane balancer, but that's fine. Okay. Yep. Worked. Okay, so now the question, do I try to refine this design? Because obviously it's silly, but it'll fit. Like, it's not like I have a space limitation. There's a couple ways I can compress this one direction. Let's see if I can reduce this down a little bit. If this jumps like this instead, then that means this can be in by 1. I'm not going to be able to get this perfectly refined, but I can at least get somewhere. Actually, same thing with this, I think. That would have to connect somewhere, but let's see. Probably should save this first, but I think I can recreate it if I need to. Okay, so now this would be this belt, not that one. This would be this belt. Optimally, I would like to get it through here. Actually, I can do that. Then I would like to make a corner here, which I can. That connects. That reduces the size a little bit. Could definitely still be better. Yep, so here's another potential optimization. Wouldn't really work too well. I mean, it would work. Also, this does not need to be an underground belt anymore, so let's just replace that. This is currently 4 tiles wider on each side, and it looks very silly. I think I could compress this side a little bit. Also, I can pull this back again. So let's just do that. Helps if it's the right direction. And I am actually going to move that back a little bit because it is going to be a little bit easier for me to see what's happening. Some of these outputs can probably be rotated or a little bit. I don't know if I want to optimize that much. I'm already pretty happy with this. There's a way I could slightly run one of these belts differently, but it wouldn't actually change the scale at all. So yeah, this could definitely be changed a lot. Like, I know I can get this way smaller, but I'm just not going to do that right now. This is going to be functional, so let's keep track of it. Maybe not there. Let's put it near the other one. Yeah, so let's just use this design, because it is completely functional for this purpose. It does not need to be compact. And hey, it even fits just like that. Nice. Okay, so that's the balancer for the loading. Also, this is no longer receiving trains. Oh, did this actually fail? Did something connect to power where it shouldn't have, or what's going on? This has a huge power drain. Oh, I forgot that stack inserters take a lot of power. How much power does this actually take? Oh, that doesn't tell me. How much power does one of these take? Let's just call it 100 kilowatts. And I have how many? 96? So that's 10,000 kilowatts or 10 megawatts just for that. I probably should have taken that into account. Oh, laser turrets are a big power draw. Why is there no train heading out here? That's why it's not working. You're heading for steam drop-off. Oh, did the fact that I turned up the amount on one of these actually make it so they couldn't leave? Oh yeah, I caused a deadlock. Whoops. Oh, and actually quite a bad deadlock. I don't know if I can rescue this at all without being able to get into a train. No, I think I can get one of these out with a temporary modification. But first, let's set these back to a train limit of 1, because that's what caused this problem. Did I actually set that? Yep, okay. And actually, by doing that, I probably want to remove a steam train from the network anyway, so I'm gonna just do that, and then hopefully that might resolve the deadlock. I'm not sure. It's possible that that's already enough to resolve the deadlock, but I don't know for sure if that's the case. No, it's not the case because... Oh, this is destination full. So I'm just going to tell this to head out here. And then head back. Yep, I think this is now resolved. No more deadlock. Okay. My testing setup should have power again shortly. Which this should not be linked right now. And that is disabled. Where is power connected where it shouldn't be? Oh, right here. Okay, that should have no power. Good, okay. Which, of course, this train is completely out of steam. Wait, no, I don't have alt mode. Okay. Hopefully this can still kickstart itself. Laser turrets. Yep, it's already full kickstart. Okay, good. And so that I actually know how much power I'm using, I'm going to remove that again. Okay, good. And then all of the rest of the belt routing I will do afterwards. Yeah, I'll do on site. Good. Yeah. Okay, so I want the station, the tracks, not the requester chest. Is there a requester chest here still? Yeah, none of those should have requester chests. Yeah, so I want all of this to be built by me, except for the belts here, because that's too much for to reasonably place, and it can be built by the train. Yeah, everything else can be built by train. Okay. So I guess the next thing is to design this station, and then I'll be able to actually start making outposts in the actual base. But first, I need to copy all of this, and then mark a whole bunch of things for removal that I don't want to build myself. I wish I could zoom in on this. Because I can't, let's place this down in a random spot once again. And then remove the things that I don't want right now. Oops. I do want that. Okay, there, all the way up to there. All this I want to be placed myself. Good, I didn't include those. I should remove those. Those aren't supposed to be there. All of this I want to place. This is correct. I'm not sending accumulators over, which is fine. I am sending roboports over, but I want to keep all of these, I think, on startup. So I think that's already everything. So, oh, I never set up the logic for this. It's kind of important. There's only ever going to be one resource there, so I think I can do this with generic logic. Okay. Because I want to have a limit of the number of trains that can come here. No, I can do this with an I can do this with an arithmetic combinator and a decider combinator. How do I want to do this? Can decider combinator limit the output? Like if I say, random example, let's say this is iron. If iron is greater than some number, this is not a useful number, but just, I don't know, 1,000 iron. That number will be much higher. But say this is like this is 3 trains worth. Then I want it to output if it's less than that, then I want to output iron ore. If it's greater than that, then I want to output a specific number. This is going to be 3 combinators. This makes more sense to just do with a different set of 3 combinators then. So 1, 2, 3, 3 decider combinators, hook them all up to here. What was just unplugged? I don't know what just was unplugged and plugged back in. I also don't know if I can easily check. I have no idea. Okay. Yeah. So that I don't have to look through here, let's put this in here temporarily. Okay, so each of these is going to be looking for a yeah, there's only ever going to be one signal on this part of the network. So if anything is greater than whatever one train limit is, okay, I need to do that math again because I can never remember. How much is one cargo wagon? 40. 40 sacks, each of which, this is always going to be ore, except for oil. Which is... I don't have ore in this inventory, do I? But ore stacks at 50 in every case, right? Yeah. Okay, so that means that there are... I'm getting my calculator on the side again, which, honestly, I should see, like, can I do math in RecipeBook? This random... No, okay. Also, I know I can't do it in factoryplanner. Okay. Actually, what I should do is do this. There. Okay, so each train car is 40 slots. Each train has 8 cars. Each slot has 50 ore. 16,000 items per train. Why does that feel low? I don't think it is low. It just feels low. Okay, so 16,000. Actually, that number does make sense. Okay, so that's one train. Paste that. 16,000, 32,000, and 48,000. And then each of those, I want to output one of the input. And I think... Oh, wait, actually, no. It needs to set a train limit. So I don't want it to output that signal. I want it to output, whatever. Is it just L? I guess L. Yep, okay. Also, I need to end the stream soon. It's longer than I expected. Okay, so... I'm fairly sure that this will just work. But, because I want to make sure it actually works, let's just grab... Let's do it with iron. And then I just want to see the signals increase as this fills up more and more. And that's going to be a little bit before that actually starts. Okay, there's a train limit of 1. So I want to make sure I'm understanding how these work correctly. I'm pretty sure they're additive on the output. No, that's still 1. Should you... This isn't outputting. If it's greater than 32k, it is greater than 30... Oh, it's supposed to be 1. Okay, that was a bad test then. Let's remove all of these and paste them back in so I can start the test from scratch. I guess I have to do that for this whole thing, just reattach the wire. Okay. Yep, okay. Let's see if this works this time. 13, 14, 15, there's 16. There's a train limit of 1. Shortly that should be 2. Yep. Perfect, okay. And that's when this is basically half full, so this has a bunch of extra buffer. Perfect, okay. This works. So let's remove the testing chests and clear this again. So I'm gonna have to redo that wire again, but that's fine. Perfect, okay. So that's the station design. That'll work with any ore. Obviously, this doesn't work for oil outposts, so I might want to make a custom version of this for that design, or I can just retrofit it. I'm not sure. Either one works. But for now, this is... Actually, the thing I'm low on is oil, isn't it? Anyway, this is good. I can test this. Because I'm managing a train limit of 1 and I don't need more than that, I can remove that signal now. And I could remove the other wires as well, but I might as well keep them in case I need them later. Everything else is good, I think. So let's grab this. I do actually want to keep this design, just like with the whole thing, because I want to be able to paste it on top. For the with the blue belts. Okay, yep, but I will need to set alignment for these. Okay. Both of these have the same footprint. Well, except for this. Let's fix this. That's good. Okay. Which I think is... Oh, actually, it's... Okay, what's disconnecting? I want to know what's disconnecting, but it's... There's that, and then 1 and 1. Good. Oh, and 1 and 1. Why? Oh wait, no. This. Okay, how did I have this done for? Also, what did I just do? What was this like for this? 90-90. Oh, okay. So 92-182 is fine? Maybe? Rotation is a thing. Actually, no. This grid does actually just have to be 90-90, same as the other one. And then I have to set that alignment, which I think is 1, 1, 1, 1, and I think that's going to be the same as this. Yep. Okay. Which one was it that I just did? This one. Okay. I'm going to need to actually check those values, but let's just test. Oh. Just set both of those and just see how it lines up. See if I did it right. If I come up here to the grid, does this line up? Yep. If I were to rotate this, does it line up with the rest of the grid? Let's just test it by bringing it over here. Yep. 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 Okay. Good. Alignment is good. In that case, I think that's the outpost design actually complete. I do think I'm going to want to make the steam trains have a buffer area so that they don't get stuck waiting for each other. Let's put a depot somewhere. That's something I can figure out later. It'll work. Okay. In that case, let's not forget to put those designs in here so that when I leave, I don't lose them. Oh, same with the walls, actually, which is going to be in the Megabase. Good, okay. Now let's place down a chest somewhere around here. Put my stuff in it. Looks like I need more than that this time. And because this is now starting to be a little bit in the middle of nowhere, let's just add these in and just call it stuff. So that I can find it a little bit more easily on the map. Okay, maybe not that much more easily. There. Okay. Yeah. Now return, is anything exploding? No. Actually, no, okay, that's actually not catching up as much as I thought. That's fine. Yeah, so I want to test this, but I really do need to end the stream. This is already like 30 minutes longer than I intended for today. But yeah, I'm happy with those designs, and we'll be able to get them to work. I didn't save a version of the straight subset that didn't have the radars. Let's actually fix that real quick. That's actually something that I do want. I don't need the base station on here anymore. I'm going to keep those on here. But I want to make a copy of this. And just remove everything aside from the actual rail and signals. Let's see if that worked. Not quite. I missed some things. Okay, and I also want to remove those extra bits of landfill from this. Because this is not supposed to carry power or robots. That's for the train to do. Still a couple things that I can take out. Here too. I hope I didn't hit the rail. Looks like it's good. Okay. Straight subset. No power. Just call it that. And put that into the blueprint book as well. And also put it on here so I don't forget about it. Also, I should probably actually set a name for these. So, let's see. Let's call it a key. Yeah, both won't work without it. Okay. Good. I was worried that I accidentally included the train in there, but nope, that's good. Now, that is a whole bunch of stuff that I'm going to need to remember to carry on me, but I can set, actually, I could potentially have the Spidertron have these and set the requests. Not sure yet. I might actually make a second Spidertron, for robots. That might be worth it. Just because there's a bunch of random stuff that I need to build these, but it's always going to be consistent. Yeah, okay. I think that means that's the end of the stream. Also, look, we've made another speed module in the time since I was talking about the ending there. Okay, nice to see all these work. Anyway, yep. So that's the end of the stream. Thank you for watching. It was fairly short, but also I need to stop early today. Yeah, that was quite fun. My brain was working fast today. Anyway, yeah. Thank you for watching. See you in another video or a live stream. Bye.